End Time Truth Television, the channel for the lovers of truth, for the truth of the end time. So if you are a lover of truth, give us a subscription and God bless you. Shalom.
So, this video you're about to watch was a conversation that was held between prophets and the man who claimed to be a cleaner in the place where baby testimony and others were being kept. Some of you may have listened to it before. Some of you may have watched it. You may just go in and watch if you have not watched it before and listen. And then probably if you are interested, you can also listen to what I've got to say about this. The truth is that baby testimony remains the victim in this whole saga. He is still missing. Happy viewing. I'll see you in the video.
Cutting the long story short, there's a group of persons in Nigeria here. There are pastors in that group. There are other politicians in that group that they are using these innocent children for ritual powers. You know, it is not every ritual that they kill somebody. There are some rituals that they don't kill. So the ones that they are using on these young children in acquiring their powers is taking their glory. That is the young children that their glory, their star, their future is bright. They adopt those children. They have powers that it identifies such children wherever they are and do the adoption. So they keep these children in their own custody, provide everything that they can provide for the child. They don't kill the child. Do their ritual that they have already done on the child, and they are taking care of the child. As long as the child is living, that is how they are glory. And then again, the life now that they are living, the life they are living is the life of that child. That means, for example, if testimony was to live 100 years, therefore these people, the person who has taken the star of that child or the glory of that child will live that 100 years, even though he's an old person already. So when they take these children now, they distribute them. Some are in Ghana, some are in like this. They have their agents that they are keeping these children. And one of the conditions is that you can't use your own blood. You can't use your family. Because your family now, I will be on it. Questions will come out. So when they adopt these children now, they keep them wherever they are keeping, and they are taking care of the children, which they are already under a spell. And that spell is working on them while they are now using the powers and doing whatever thing they are doing. That is why you see in Nigeria, let's take for example this testimony issue. It is so bad, but even the government is not saying anything because some of the government officials are inside the same business. Do anything. They won't do anything because it is their own fellow member who has been. I hope you all understand me. I'm just cutting the long story short though. I'm working with them. Not that I was working with them. I'm working. Why I came back from where I am working is because of this testimony, something that I came out. I only took my excuse. They know to come to see my family. They used to give us permission to come out. So my own permission I took that I'm coming to see my family because I'm a father of 3. So those of us that we already have family, we have wife and children, they always give us permission so that we can come and see our family. But my intention was not coming to see my family. My intention was to come out and talk about this testimony, something that we are talking now like this. That's why I was demanding to talk with the mother so that I will tell her what I know. It is also risky for me, very, very risky.
I know.
We took an oath. The time that I decided that I will do this thing that I'm doing now, I started communicating with one man of God that he should be praying for me, because the oath that we took, that we will not betray anything that we see or anything we hear. But right now I'm doing it because I believe that not God cannot allow something to happen to me when I know that I'm speaking the truth. When I know that I'm talking on behalf of a child, which I also have a child in my house. I suffer to take care of them. What about another person's child? And I know the truth. Will God not punish me? It's better I don't know. If I know, fine. Or if I don't have the means to talk, fine. But now I have the means to talk, and I know that if I don't do it, what about my own child? What if it happens to my child tomorrow? Who will I blame? I'll start blaming myself because I knew of somebody's own. I didn't say anything. That is why I'm doing this thing. It's not for money. I don't want somebody's money. Somebody should not think that I'm doing it for ransom. No, I don't anything. I will take my risks as far as this child comes out, so that other children will be free. There are children that I don't know them. I've not heard their story, but I've heard testimony on. It is testimony story now that will save all these other children and expose these people. They have divided them, because if they keep them on one place, they will suspect. People will begin to talk. So they divide them. They have their agents, women and men, that they carry. When they finish the ritual, they will give the children to them, make them rich, so that they will be taking care of the child the way they're supposed to be taking care. But that child does not have any future. The child does not have any life, nothing. If you look at testimony picture that I sent to you, look at the way they are taking good care of him, because he is an empty vessel. They are doing all those care that they are taking care of him now is empty. If something is not being done to destroy the charm or the spell over him or the ritual over him, he is empty. And they do it like that. It's not. They do it like that continuously. I am working there. I am working. I see them. They are bringing in these children. We take care of them. I don't want to mention names. They are men of God. It's just that me, I can't talk. I can't be saying anything anyhow. I'm saying this because I swear to Ruth and you. It is only Ruth and you that have opened my mouth after all this year. Before testimony was being adopted, I have been working with these people as a cleaner.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. God bless you today, tomorrow, and always. I bring you greetings in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I believe you have listened to these narratives from the beginning, where this man who was talking on phone started talking, and I intentionally allowed it to flow. Then it got to this point where I really need to say something. I did a video the other time where I was very, very clear on what I said, and I have not denied the fact that the baby testimony is missing, and there was no denying the fact that that boy got missing within and around Mercy City. And I read some comments that was like somebody actually pointed out that I was trying too hard to exonerate Jeremiah from the whole thing, and to me that was very, very economical, and it was out of it, because I really don't know how I tried to exonerate Jeremiah. Only that I said that for me, the only victim in this story, as it has to do with the missing baby, is the baby himself, based on what is available to me. And I said, repeatedly in that video, that though as human being, I could be wrong, but from all that I have seen, and nobody has actually been sincere enough to to say that that analysis that I put forth there was wrong, or that I made a mistake, which I would easily own up to. I said that the victim here was and remains baby testimony. And from this man's story and his confession here, that has been affirmed. There has never been any time I blinked in my position and belief that that boy was alive and that he's alive. I'd always said in all the videos that I have done, even people who called me in the private to speak with me, I affirmed and reaffirmed to them that I had, 99% assurance and conviction that the baby testimony was alive and is alive. And from this, we can see, and not going back to some other things that I probably had said in that video. Now, I want to use the language that that man used. Adoption. Adoption. I think I got to play that again for you to understand. I had to play that part several times to be sure that what I heard was adoption and not abduction. Adoption, not abduction. When a baby is adopted, there is usually a consensus. Now, but what I said in the last video that made some people, not to like the video. You see, the truth about me is that the baby is missing. And when you come, my people says that where there is madness and you want to cure madness, you don't use alligator pepper. You don't join alligator pepper to cure a mad person, because if you give a mad person too much alligator pepper, it will increase the level of the madness. Now, so if we are saying that we are saying the truth, you see, Ruth's condition is understandable. She is physically challenged. And I empathize with her, first and foremost, that she is a mother. Secondly, she is physically challenged. But if all attention on Ruth should just be because she is physically challenged, then I will tell you that you're making a mistake, because there have been several physically challenged people who have been involved in crime. So that we're just looking at it one direction, that Ruth is physically challenged. So if there are some questions to be asked from the things that are coming up from this thing, we should just keep quiet and we should not speak about them. Then everybody should as well keep quiet about talking, about speaking concerning Jeremiah Motofeni and the rest of them that practice falsehood. You see, somebody was asking a question. What if Jeremiah has been the one that his story, because his own story has, kept changing, and everybody is speaking about that. So we cannot just say left and leave right. And because Ruth's story, keeps changing, does not for any reason deny the fact that she is looking for her son. I'm just picking up pieces of facts that are left on the ground for me to analyze certain things that I have seen in this video. I will let you listen to the remainder of this story, but just from my own perspective, what I have is I like the crumbs, and those crumbs are just things I am piecing together to form this opinion of mine that the only victim here as we speak is baby testimony. Now, if the man used the word adoption, I know some persons may say that he made mistake, but I'm just going to talk based on what is here. That adoption may have been an enforced adoption. That may have been an adoption that took place after some kind of agreement that was breached, or that somebody was not forthcoming with the complete nature, the truth about the nature of this adoption. I won't stop talking about the video where this Emmanuel, who is said to be the prime suspect in this whole thing, in that room, even though that video was poor, but Emmanuel was pointing at Ruth. That Ruth was there. Ruth was there in that hall, and this man said he overheard Ruth saying that that was not the agreement, that they must bring out back her son. Now, except this fact has been, proven to be false, now every other thing hinges around this place. And so the thing is that now when Ruth was being offered 2 million in the police station, for me, that was at 2 million. Maybe it was an upgrade to whatever agreement that was reached, that Ruth probably did not understand. Maybe she didn't understand the pact. She didn't understand the content of the agreement she was entering into until her baby was taken away from her. Now, I'm not saying any other thing than this. What I'm saying is that Jeremiah knows where this baby of this woman is, and to an extent there was something that happened initially that was not, that didn't take Ruth unaware, but probably there was a kind of a rethink, and then a decision that I'm not going to go again. I'm not going to go on with this again. And some powerful persons now are trying to force her to take it. You have signed it. You have, because the story might come out in the open. It will be, Ruth may come out tomorrow if that baby was actually returned. She may have a story to tell that I went to this place and they stole my son, and eventually I came out. And then, so in order to keep it along the line, in order to to allow it to continue to sail in the direction where it was meant to go, these people must force it, because Jeremiah is a powerful person. He is so powerful, not just powerful because he has money, not just powerful because he's a prophet, according to him, not just powerful because he's running a church, so powerful because he has connection. And if you have money, you have people, you have power. Now, and from the narration that the man gave, then you see that there is a syndicate. And so it is a difficult thing. That was why Jeremiah could not bring out the baby when he promised he was going to bring him out, because I'm sure that maybe certain individuals have called him and asked him, what are you trying to do? You're going to expose yourself. You're going to expose us. And so he came out and, without blinking an eye, just blatantly denied what he said. And are you asking me why are there people still believing him? People will believe him because there are reasons why those people cannot think again with their brains. So if the baby was adopted, how was he adopted? Who and who reached an agreement? Now, from what the man said, I want to believe that they don't just go for any kind of child. Now, they may have this spiritual inclination, or the spiritual insight rather, to see into the future of any child that they want to take. Listen, because people don't stone an empty tree. A barren tree doesn't receive stones. So, according to Ruth, Jeremiah admired this son and was like, even this one. So maybe they have seen in the spirit, and all attention was focused on this boy. I said something in that video, and I don't know if anybody heard it, that why was it that testimony was taken? Because it could have been two of them. It could have been the two of them that went along to go and show those women where to buy Indomie. Now, what if testimony did not follow? Would his brother have been abducted? That is something that we should look at, because is it that somebody was a target, and eventually there is a pattern that has been studied and known, that eventually if this one was to go, because the other two that would have helped the mother to hold the younger son were not there, and so it was left herself with these other two, and so naturally the younger one will want to follow this other person, because their mom may not be able to carry him because of her condition. And the girl that was supposed to be with them, I don't know where she went to at that particular time. So was baby testimony always the target, or could it have been any of them? Or could they have actually gone with these two? Because if this were a case of outright kidnap, if this were the case of people who just comes who come around and randomly pick any child, those two children would have been taken. The two of them would have gone. You see, so it is not just a case of people who come to church to steal children. This might be a case of a syndicate that know what they are doing and have been instructed on who to bring. So when people say certain things that they say, I just wonder how people reason. You see, because we are Christians, we must show interest in the truth. You see, we must show interest in the truth. The Bible says that we have been given the custody of the gospel. And so for that, I'm not supposed to be afraid of what you think. You see, if God has trusted us so much to commit the gospel of Jesus Christ into our hands, we should also be faithful, be accounted faithful to render proper account of what we're saying, not minding what people have said. Now, in all that I have said, I have not said that Ruth is not missing her, missing her child. But all I said is that this thing is coming to a point where, where we need an outside interference, where we need some godly people in authority to step in. When Brekete family came back and said they are interested in the case, I do not know how far that has gone. And maybe we can have an opening, a light that could be coming from that direction. Because if Brekete is not in their clique, then we've got somebody that could ask questions. You see, but from now till tomorrow, ask me, I want to say that there was an initial understanding, probably that was breached upon or that was not fully explained to the poor woman. And so she sheepishly gave in, but when she realized what was in the offing for her, she started kicking against it. So that in any way does not exonerate anybody. Jeremiah is culpable. The question I asked the other time, how if we are not getting the whole truth, and has never in any way exonerated Jeremiah. And I hope this explains this. It is pathetic. It is very, very painful that we are talking about this. I'm a father. And I said in some of the videos that I did, how will I feel that my wife, I return home and my wife is telling me that either my daughter or any of my sons cannot be found anywhere? No, that is unsettling enough. So I cannot come here and sit and say, yeah, that even if Ruth made mistake, get me right. Even if she made a mistake that was not her intention, anybody can make mistake. But the truth is that testimony is missing. So anybody can make mistake because of her condition and situation of things. She may have been promised some kind of goodies, and she may not have been told that her son will be taken away from her. She may not have been told, that the baby would be, kidnapped, stolen that way. It may have been in a way that you will still gain access, you will still come and visit the baby. Just let me help you train the child. Something like that. Just anything to make her feel okay, feeling okay about the whole thing. And suddenly, abruptly, without any inkling of what was going to happen, maybe not, the baby got missing. Or maybe that was the plan. But then eventually, somebody had a rethink and said, no, I'm not traveling in this line with you anymore. I am changing routes. Bring my son back to me. I don't need your money. Keep your money. I want you to understand that Jeremiah's camp will not just be offering Ruth 2 million naira if there was not something that was agreed. If there was nothing that was agreed, and the 2 million naira may be that they have, probably they underestimated the how do I put it now? They may have underestimated Ruth's resistance and resolve. And so 2 million naira to a woman that was owing some people money and whose condition was bad, who is poor, 2 million naira could sound so big. And actually, 2019, 2 million naira was still, somehow huge. So that was it. That could have been enough to tempt Ruth and make her sway. That is they now underestimating the strength of the woman, and so she refused. And that is where the whole problem, comes from. If anybody is saying I'm trying to exonerate Jeremiah, exonerating him on what? On the grounds that I believe in Jeremiah, on the grounds that according to you guys that I've received money. Well, it is okay. I thought I've done a video here where I apologized that I got paid by Jeremiah. Search for it and you will see how much I received from Jeremiah. But till the whole thing, the whole, dust rests, the fact remains that for me, from my own perspective, Ruth Matthew is losing her son, and that son is the victim. Does Jeremiah know about it? I want to believe, yes, he knows about it. He knows about it. How? Apart from all these things that are coming up and out now, even if this man didn't come out here, the role that he played and the prophecy he gave, the promise he gave that he was going to release the child. And now we had him say different nonsense as a story. These are enough, proof that Jeremiah knows a lot about baby testimony. Until we have baby testimony, the child keeps missing. Now, the fact is that whether his destiny is taken or not, whether they are using him to and other children. Remember what Ruth said, that at the police station, she was told that many children have been missing in that church. So it is not deniable that such thing is not happen and is not happening rather. But the fact remains that what is evil is evil. Baby testimony is missing, and we pray that he be found. Forget about the destiny. Forget about whatever they said have been has been done to the child or the children. Once the boy is out, God will set him free. All that we need is the release of baby testimony. Thank you very much, and God bless you as you listen to the rest of the conversation. I'll be seeing you in the next video. I know that so many of you will not agree with me, but it doesn't matter. I think I should, begin to throw my attention on things that matter and leave out those things that doesn't matter so much to me. God bless you. I care about how you feel anyway. I care about your opinions. And so I'd like to read your comment in the comment section. God bless you. Till I come your way again, from me to you. Shalom.
When they take us as the cleaner, but you render other services. They carry you, go out. We even travel out. We go to all these various places that these children are, because we are the one who know what is there. It can only be us that we can go there for anything, for any services, for any work, for anything, as far as the children are being concerned. And because they know that we are under oath, you can't say anything. You can't do anything.
Yeah, this is serious, my brother.